Morning, it's the start of another week. It's Monday, the 11th of February 2019. Welcome along to a sunny United Kingdom talk this morning. It's beautiful outside. The sun is beaming down. It is shining on the righteousness, and you are the righteousness this morning. I know you are. You're looking very, very delicious today, if you don't mind me saying so. The papers, I've struggled for stories today. Honestly, I actually got up a bit earlier this morning. I was up at 7:30, and I thought, I'd do a nice early show, sort of around about 8:45, sort of 9 o'clock. And it's just totally and utterly full of BAFTAs. I can't bear award shows. Oh, and the prize for the best set is... Opens envelope, looks at it, someone comes up, someone does some people make political speeches, some people bawl their eyes out. It's just, how is that of interest? I'm sorry. I just found, and millions of you watch it, you must love it. I just don't see how that is of interest. That and the Oscars, then you get the people making the political statements and all that, and the dresses. Oh my God, there were some absolutely ghastly dresses there. In the papers this morning, as I say, the papers and the news on the telly this morning, it's just on and on about the BAFTA. Do you know, I'll be absolutely honest with you, I don't even know where it was heard. Now, if it's BAFTAs, is that British something? British artists, something like that? I could be completely... That's honestly, I'm not making that up. That's how much I'm interested in it. I don't even know where it's held. Honestly. But I saw little flashes of news and bits and pieces going on there. While I was trying... every time a story come on, I'd flick across either from BBC News to the Good Morning Britain on ITV, which... Actually, this morning, Richard Madeley instead of Piers Morgan. And he had another, he was sort of the thorn between the two roses. There were two girls either side of him. Do you know, that was so much better than Susanna Reid and Piers Morgan. It was actually friendly this morning. You know, remember Richard Madeley from Good Morning? Ba ba da 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 da. And I flicked across, and I thought that was quite friendly this morning. Old Richard Madeley, I quite liked him. And then they started on the BAFTA, so I flicked across again, and it was I don't know, local news, London news, or whatever was going on BBC One. Apparently, there was this big car chase last night on the A40, which is one of the main roads going. It's the road that I get stuck on. You know, when I often say to you, it's taken me 2 hours to get to work. Well, that is the road that I get stuck on. The A40 becomes the Marylebone. Is it the Euston Road? It's just one long road, and that becomes that. You see, and that's where I get stuck. And there was some robbery, I think, last night I was seeing on the news. And the car went the wrong way down this main road, chased by a police car. And I think someone died as well. But whether it was the burglars or not, if it was the burglars, then good. You know, some more scum off the road. I haven't got time for burglars and people that upset other people's lives by doing bad things and then feel sorry for them when something happens. Like that, what was that business a while ago now? Someone was killed going into someone's house, and then all the family and all that started putting blooming flowers on someone's back fence. Oh, but he was a good man. No, he wasn't. He was a burglar. God's sake, man. Anyway, so on this BAFTAs Awards last night, I must say I heard a little bit of a sweet speech from Michelle Obama. I quite like her. She's very popular, isn't she? Michelle Obama. Do you think she could be the next President S? Would you call it President S? Or is it just President? And you put an S if it's a lady. I can't remember now. The next president. But I think she could well be the next president. I think she's excellent. She certainly knows how to speak, doesn't she? And she done this big speech up there. But then we saw all these dresses that people were wearing. Absolutely ghastly. Ghastly. Why can't they wear something normal? You know, like from Primark or something like that. No, they've paid designers absolute fortunes to come up with the weirdest looking things. Thousands and thousands of pounds. The worst one being someone called This is in the Daily Mirror this morning. Someone called Cardi B. Now, I'm not quite sure what she does. Cardi B. But she's got the dress, and well, she couldn't even walk in it. I was watching it on the news. Two blokes, one either side, had to almost carry her into position to have her photo taken. Why would you want to wear something like that? It looked absolutely weird. The story says, it's the biggest night of the music calendar. And it's the Grammy Awards, was it? I thought it was the BAFTAs. What was going on last night? The Grammys? The BAFTAs? What? Or were they both on? Well, it just shows you how informed I am this morning, doesn't it? Always do your homework. In the Daily Mirror, it says it's the biggest night of the music calendar, and the 2019 Grammys Awards red carpet did not disappoint. Was there two award things last night then? Hang on a minute, let me have a look. I'm gonna have another look here. Hang on, I've joined the two. Sarah, there were two on last night. Oh, Christ's sake! Well, that's why I'm going wrong then. I was. That's probably because I was flicking over between the two news channels. So there were actually two awards things on last night. I've combined the two in my pathetic little head and thought it was one award ceremony. Oh no, this is the Grammys. It says, from intimate wardrobe malfunctions in the Daily Mirror to toe-curdling political statements, there were plenty of frocky horrors causing a stir at the Staples Centre on Sunday. Oh, this was Sunday. Yes, last night. Feast your eyes on some of the most shocking satirical displays of the night as we give a rundown of the most outrageous looks of the night. And this dress that this woman, Cardi B, wears, so she must be a singer of some sort. It says, while never knowing to be understated, Cardi's Grammy look was a head-turner even by her standards. The rapper shuffled down the red carpet in a velvet blue fishtail gown that was split open at her waist before fanning out around her in huge pink pleats. So far, so subtle. Cardi then finished the look with a flesh-coloured bodysuit with pearls stitched across her bikini line and belly button. Oh dear. The Bodak yellow hitmaker then made the most of her outfit by posing in a pair of matching silk, which just looked awful. Awful. And then there was Katy Perry. She had this pink thing that looked like it had been made out of a load of crepe paper and made her look like she had a really fat arse. An enormous arse. There was Kylie Jenner. I don't know half of these people. Who's Kylie Jenner? See, I know Katy Perry. I don't know Kylie Jenner. She must be another singer. She's got this big pink thing that, again, looks hideous. And then, of course, we got the pictures of her with the boyfriend. I suppose that's her boy. Ah, Tony Braxton. I know that one. Unbreak my heart. Say you love me forever. Now, she's got... Well, it's see-through. It's almost a see-through. She's just got a little bit here covering her nipples. But the bit of that the lady part at the front, that's almost visible. Oh, my God. What does it... And no one knows where to look. Jennifer Lopez, well, I suppose she was the most normal-looking one out of all of them. That looks fairly decent, what she had on, like a large cowboy hat thing and a decent dress. Then we had, who is this? Joy Villa. Anyone? Joy Villa. She had these, like, metal spikes in her head, and on each shoulder... barbed wire type stuff. Why would you walk around with barbed wire? It goes all around her back as well. Barbed wire around her shoulders and across her back. Seriously, barbed wire. And on the back, when she turns around, there's a big sign. It says, build the wall. Oh, God, there's some sad people, attention-seeking people on that telly this morning. There really was. Anyway, and of course, we had the BAFTAs as well. And it's full of BAFTAs. In the Daily Mail this morning, when the Duchess met Queen Anne, Kate congratulates BAFTA winner Olivia. Coleman, who I quite like, Olivia Coleman, as she dazzles in stunning McQueen gown, Diana's earrings, Queen's bracelet, and £500 Jimmy Choo shoes. We like Jimmy Choo shoes. I aspire one day to owning a pair of Jimmy Choo shoes. Yes, please, I would like some of those. Anyway, that's all the awards things. And as I say, the news and the papers are absolutely full of all this stuff this morning. But if you do get a chance to see the way, what's her name again? Cardi B. Is that sort of short for cardigan? Cardi B, who shuffles on. She can't walk on the carpet because of the dress. It's hilarious. All right, let's say hello to some of you this morning, gang. Good morning to Katie Ann Patterson getting the first message of the day. Good morning, Katie. Tim Partington is in the house. Karaoke Supremo. Good morning, Tim. Diane Jebb is there. Hello to Colin. Morning, Colin. Hope you had a good night dancing on Saturday down at the Duchess's place. Do send her my regards when you see her, please. Tim says, for me, probably one of the best Sundays ever for me yesterday. Lunch at Pizza Express in High Holborn. They're expensive, though, Pizza Express, aren't they? I don't mind so much going to a posh restaurant, okay, and paying a small fortune. Well, I mean, I do mind, but I do get it. You know, like for the afternoon teas, for example. I spent, or not me, my mate spent a small fortune taking me out to afternoon tea for my birthday last week at the Mandarin Oriental. But when you go to Pizza Express and you were like with two people and it comes to like 45 quid, no. You see, it's just a pizza to me. I just don't get it. Don't get it, Tim. But I'm glad you had a nice time. He said, lunch at Pizza Express in High Holborn with my friend Lydia. Performing live. Is she just a friend, or is she like, is that short for something? Lydia, I don't know. Lydia, who's like famous person. Do let us know, Tim. Performing live and then off to Belushi's in the evening. On Sunday, which Belushi's have karaoke on Sunday nights then? Or maybe they don't. I don't know. Do they? Don't they? Good morning to Passeribo. Morning, Passeribo. Ray Reynolds is in the house. Happy Monday to you, Ray Reynolds. Okay. Wayne is there. Good morning, young Wayne Martin. Another karaoke host. Come DJ. Does everything. Drives a bus, plays records, sings at karaoke. Well, I say sings. You know, Wayne, I've heard about. Yes, I have heard you singing, and you know, I think the word sings is pushing that a little bit too far, Wayne, lovey. Eh? Thank you, Tim. Tim loves the jacket. This is Dynasty style, you see. Dynasty style. There's a really good gay bloke on Dynasty, looking gay bloke, who I fancy. His actor name is Raphael. He plays Sammy Joe. Absolutely stunning bloke he is. Thank you to Katie. Not a new jacket, Katie. I haven't got any new jackets at the moment. I've had this one a while now. Good morning to Tony Airy. Morning, Tony. I had a lovely birthday. Thank you very much, Tony. It was lovely last week down at the Mandarin Oriental Hotel for my afternoon tea. Beautiful time there. Beautiful. Tim, what about the rugby? Oh, I don't do rugby, Tim. Biggest win for England. What did we won, did we? I don't know. You see, that's the quickest way for me to turn over the telly is not an award show, it's the sports news. The sports news is the most boring thing on the telly. They give all the news on and there was an accident on the A40 and police here and someone was killed. Okay, we're going for the sports news now. I'm turned over straight away. The funny thing is, if you're watching news programmes at the same time, they seem to all have the same format. So if you turn over the sports set news from BBC One perhaps to ITV or ITV to Sky or whatever, you generally find the sports news is running at the same time on the other channel. So then I have to watch cartoons. I'd much rather watch Jerry being chased by Tom than hear who's scored the latest goal. All those little boys running around kissing each other on the pitch and they say they're not gay. Do me a favour, darling. Well, all those blokes in a bath at the same time. Something very sus about that, lovey. Something very, very sus about that. Morning to Ants Galloway. Thank you. We had a great show on Saturday night, the place I work at, Central Station. I only work at one place now, Central Station. I do 2 karaokes there, Monday nights, that's tonight, and Friday nights. And I do a little bit of hosting on Saturday. And we had a cabaret, Scarlett Diamante, who I didn't think I'd worked with before. And she came in. And she said, hello, Chris, how are you? I said, all right. Have we worked together before? She said, no, I used to come to all your karaokes when I was at the Golden Lion in King's Cross. That's a long time ago, and I didn't recognise her at all. But fantastic show. What a voice. What a powerful, powerful voice. And she knows how to use a microphone. Now, by that, there are some people with really loud voices, okay? But they don't know how to use a microphone. Now, have I got one here? Oh, yeah, I have. Look. I've got one here. One moment, please. There it is. Got one here. What's that one there? Okay, so I've got this one here. Okay, so if you've got a loud voice, you've got to pull that mic away. It's no use screaming it because the microphone can't cope. They can't cope. And often, the other thing that happens often at karaoke is that someone will come on, oh, hello, hello. Oh, I can't hear myself. Hello, hello, hello. And then they start singing, and their singing voice is 200 times louder than it was when they went, oh, I can't hear myself. So if you turn it up at the point where they say, I can't hear myself, you'll just destroy people's ear holes. If you're going to sing loud, then come away from that damn microphone. And there's other people that they like keep turning their heads away from the microphone. And they say, oh, is the microphone working all right? I keep losing myself. Yeah, because you keep turning your head. Stay where you are. And as the operator of the sound equipment, you're constantly watching to see what's going to happen. Now, you're better off to turn it down because it's too loud like that, rather than turn it up when they move their head. It's obvious, right? I mean, I'll give you an example. Say, so I'm talking to you like that, and then suddenly I move my head like that. And do you see what I mean? And people say, I can't hear myself because I've moved my head. And I've moved my head, and then I move it back again. So if I was to turn it up when your voice is like that, and then you come back to it, you will blow people's ear holes. But that, it's only karaoke. They're not professional singers. They don't know. But there are some people you would have thought had learnt it after so many years how to use a damn microphone. Wayne, good morning. And the prize for the best talk show is United Kingdom Talk. Thank you, Wayne. Of course it is. No prize required. I already know that. Tim, British Association of Film and Television Arts. So that's the BAFTAs. Thank you, Tim. You've taught me something. I didn't even know that. You see, that's the trouble. If I've got no interest in something, I don't really look into it. I have no interest at all in award shows. Tim, I always think of Alistair McGowan whenever I see Richard Madley on the TV. He does a good impression. Who's Alistair McGowan? Who's he? I don't know. I don't know who that is. Good morning to Mitch Barnes. He says it's very sad, these award shows as well. I think it is, Mitch. Well, it's just a bit of backslapping and all these people up there. There's no entertainment value. But you see, Mitch, the trouble is I find very little entertainment value on a lot of television programmes now. I mean, I did try last night and watch Dancing on Ice. I managed about 2 minutes. It just doesn't do it for me. Cheryl Cole's dancing thing, no, doesn't do it for me. Even, I have to say, the whole Eurovision thing on Friday night, that was, fortunately, I'd recorded it, so I'm fast forwarding it. And that was quite funny because then they're all talking about it on Facebook, right? All the Eurovision people are talking away on Facebook about this Eurovision Britain Decides or whatever it's called like that. And if you said something that other people didn't agree with, it was like commenting on a general election. I kid you not. Now, I put on there that I thought the song that won was awful. Awful. Absolutely awful. It's depressing. Now, interestingly enough, I was talking to someone, DJ Chris actually, who comes along to the karaoke. He's a nice chap. I was talking to him on Saturday night about this while I was at the pub. Did you see the Eurovision? What an awful song. He said, no, I think it's quite uplifting. Are you for real? It's a depressing song. And it sounds like something that's just been nicked straight off The Greatest Showman. It's awful. He thinks that's uplifting. I don't think it's uplifting. Uplifting is save your kisses for me, save all your kisses for me, bye bye bye, bye bye baby, bye bye. That's uplifting. Uplifting is not da 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 da. I mean, the song I wanted to win on that Friday night was the Freak song. We are the Freaks. Da 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 da. The Freaks. We are the. That's the one I thought would have. That's uplifting. That song, that one is not uplifting. My prediction: bottom 3. Would not be surprised if it gets no marks either. Awful. But you put that on some of the Eurovision groups or whatever. Okay, and they lay into you, just like as if it's voting on the general election or the BREXIT thing. If you don't agree with what the people are saying there, they absolutely lay into you, and not in a nice way. They don't just disagree; they lay into you. What's all that about? Dear me. Thank you, Tony likes the jacket as well. Thank you, Tony. I hope you wear something suitable when you do your show. Tony does a show on the little community radio station down in. I always confuse you with Buckhurst Hill for some reason, which is in Essex. Oh, you put your thing up there, Tony, and I can read it out there. Tim, both the Grammys and the British Association of Film and Television Arts were on last night. Okay. The Grammys can be seen on 4 Music tonight. No, thank you. Rather you. Are you going to watch it, Tim? Another awards show. Thank you. Cardi B is a rapper. All right, okay. She was on Bruno Mars's record Finesse. It's Finesse? And has just released a couple of singles as well. She's just plain boring. Does she swear a lot? She looks like someone who swears a lot in her songs. I don't understand. ABBA never used to have to swear in their songs to get them sold, did they? Why do people have to swear in songs? Tim, Joy Villa is apparently another singer. Never heard of her. No, me neither. We'll come to YouTube in a moment. Good morning to Mina. Morning, Mina. Jerry Millen is in the house. Morning, Jerry. Katie, I got thrown off a cow once into barbed wire. Did you? Oh, that's nasty. What were you doing on top of a cow? Do people ride cows? I mean, I've heard of people riding horses. Some large dogs as well. Even ponies and donkeys. Please don't ride a pony or a donkey if you're fat. That's just plain cruel. I've mentioned that before up at Skegness. These poor donkeys and these great big blooming fat things with a chips in one hand and an ice cream in the other trying to get on the poor bloody things. Poor little donkeys. Please don't ride donkeys or ponies if you're fat. It's just plain cruel. Thrown off a cow. What were you doing on top of a cow? You're supposed to be underneath those doing that, ain't you? Oh dear. Tim says Linda Lucy was a friend on The Voice. Now I like The Voice. I don't watch it very often, but I do like The Voice, and I like it because they're not nasty to the contestants. And there's no rubbish on The Voice. If you're not of a certain level, you won't get on The Voice. And I like that. I quite like that. One of my friends. Now, I don't want to give this person's name away. You would have seen her on the television. One of my friends was actually, and she's already done some big stuff, and someone suggested she went on the X Factor. Are you for real? Oh, you've got a really good... They obviously didn't know who this person was. I should go on the X Factor. You see, I hate the X Factor. And again, I've said before, I've seen X Factor... scouts, people that go round and look for contestants, and you know how karaoke is. We've got some damn good singers. We have some people who can't sing a note, but it doesn't matter because it's karaoke and it's all about the character. It's all about, not the singing, the character, right? And I've seen scouts go up to, or people have told me, people who can't sing a note. Can't sing a note. I would never tell them they can't sing a note. That's not for me. You are there to have a good time. If you can't sing a note but you've had a good time, I'm happy. I'm happy, right? And they've come up to me, oh, Chris, you never guess what? I've just had someone come up to me from the X Factor. They said I should go on it and I've got a really good chance of winning. Now, this person you know cannot sing. No, you won't win it. You are being set up to be made a fool of. Don't do it. Ah, yeah, but they said, they will say anything for you to get on that show. Don't do it. You will feel so bad about yourself afterwards. In actual fact, it's more than one person. Several people have said this to me over the years. And usually they don't listen to me and they go ahead and they do it. And then they come back to me weeks later and I wish I'd have listened to you, Chris. Don't do it. Don't do it. It doesn't do you any favours at all going on the television and being made a fool out of. Unless, of course, you're like me and I do this every morning. I make a fool out of myself every morning, as you well know. Just horrible. You don't need that in your life to be made a fool out of. And besides, you know, if you can't sing at karaoke, generally no one's going to tell you that you can't sing, but you want to have a good time every week, don't you? For 3 minutes, whether or not you can sing, I will make sure that if you're on the stage that I'm working at, you will have good lights, good sound, and people will see you for those 3 minutes. Isn't that what it's all about? Let's have a look there. Ooh, Linda Lucy. The Camden Belushes that has karaoke on Sundays. Oh, it's on Mondays now, is it? Okay. Hang on. The Camden Belushes that has karaoke on Sundays moved from Mondays. Oh, right. Okay. Because they moved it from Sundays to Mondays, didn't they? Now they moved it back again, have they? Oh, right. Okay. Okay. Now my friend was doing that. I think one of my friends was doing it. Oh, his name's gone out of my head for a moment. Can't remember his name now. Good morning to Alan Russell. Morning, Alan. He's popping into the pub tonight to have a bit of a sing-song. Jerry. Morning to Jerry Millen. Let's have a look. Oh, we said hello to you already, haven't we? Katie, I watch a lot of documentaries. Me too, Katie. I like documentaries. Stuff that learns us things, isn't it? Right, let's just go on to the YouTube because these people are waiting for a while. Joanna is in the house. Good morning, lovely Joanna. Paul and Lou up there in Birmingham. Good morning, Claire. Hello, Claire. You delightful creature. I hope you're getting better, Claire. You haven't been well, have you, darling, with the cold and all that business. Paul and Lou, Tony Blair is back on the telly this morning. Oh, God. He's not, is he? Please go away, Tony. Go away. He's one of the most annoying people ever on that telly. Now and again, then he goes. And, oh, at last he's got... And then he reappears again weeks later. Tony Blair, go away. It's like a bad smell that keeps coming back. And no one wants to know. No one wants to know what he's got to say. Tony Blair is back on the telly this morning, moaning about us leaving here. You're new, go away. Paul and Lewis saying it as well. Oh, dear. Who's grumpy this morning? What, Tony Blair or me? Dua Lipa. Oh, I know her. I quite like her stuff. There's someone with talent. Dua Lipa won 2 Grammys last night in the US. There we are. It's a beautiful day in Surrey, says Claire, but very cold. Watch Hunted, best programme around. Final this week. Well, I don't know what Hunted is. I tell you, I was trying to watch a film last night on Netflix called The Shack. All right? The Shack. But I found it a little bit all over the place. It's about this bloke, and he's got a family. But his father was very abusive towards him and his mother, like used to beat them up and things like that. And looking at the beginning of the film, it looks like he kills his father by putting poison into his drink because his father used to drink a lot. And it comes back to haunt him later, but it's jumped around a bit, and I'm not quite following it now. Do you know what I mean? Now I'm about halfway through it at the moment. Has anyone else seen that yet? The Shack. on Netflix, it kind of come up on that thing, things to watch. That thing that comes up on the top of the Netflix thing, the Shack. So that's another thing perhaps you to try there. Morning to Juan. A very good morning to Juan this morning. He said, uplifting, try Gregorian chants. Oh, I like Gregorian chants, but I like it with a bit of organ behind it, or a bit of instrument. I'm not too keen on a cappella, really. It doesn't matter how even if Shirley Bassey was singing a cappella and no orchestra coming in, I would be disappointed, Thank you. Let's have a look. Your appearance and fashion for the guitarist of the band Cheap Trick. I don't know who Cheap Trick are. No idea who they are, I'm afraid. Cheap Trick. All right. And hello to Michael Pullman this morning in Australia. Morning, Michael. Katie, on the subject of the cow that she wrote on, it was tame to ride. She was 12. The cow was safe. And then I was slim. Oh, dear. Morning to Ben Naser. Morning to Ben. And Wayne Human. Morning to Wayne. Welcome along, Wayne. Okay, we'll open a phone line as well this morning. All right. It's actually already up and running there. We got phone line open this morning if you want to call in about anything at all. Perhaps the BAFTAs. Did you watch the BAFTAs last night? Or the Grammy Awards? Perhaps you'll be able to educate me on some of these things, because I don't know anything about award shows, cooking shows on the television. They don't do it for me. Selling old things, antique shows. No, not interested. Not interested. The programme I'm liking most at the moment, not including Netflix, because, Dynasty was on. Oh, Dynasty. Anyone see Dynasty this week on Netflix? Hilarious. Now, my mate and me are watching this. Now, Dynasty is kind of just like a big send-up of itself. I find it one of the funniest things on the telly. Even at the point at the end of this week's programme, okay, the mother goes out to kill herself, and I'm killing myself laughing. And my mate says, what are you laughing at? I said, because it's just a big send-up of itself. And then someone else comes along who she don't like, so she points the gun at this other person. She misses the other person and hits someone who's with her, who splatters the blokes, the woman she aimed for, with blood everywhere, who then falls off her horse, because they're both riding horses, and gets dragged along the fields. I am howling. And my mate's looking at me saying, why are you finding this funny? Has anyone seen that yet? Oh my God, it's hilarious. You can't watch Dynasty and take any of it seriously. It is so funny, it's unbelievable. I think maybe you've got to be on the same level as the writers. The writers are absolutely brilliant in Dynasty. And of course we have the absolutely gorgeous Raphael, who plays Sammy Joe in it, who incidentally is a gay man and not a girl like it was in the original series. Oh, it's so funny, it really is. Anyone else watch that? There must be one or two of you who are watching blooming Dynasty on there. Michael says, did you end up watching the Eurovision Australia Decides? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Now, you heard me at the beginning of the show. I mentioned the Eurovision thing they did here. All we had were 3 songs to choose from, and each song was sang twice in a different way. And that's what we had to choose from. Okay? Absolutely pathetic. I mean, who on earth decided to do it like that? I do not know. Awful. Absolutely awful. The only thing that was good about that programme was, apart from the song Freaks, which I thought was absolutely brilliant, but didn't win, were the hosts. I thought Mel from Mel and Sue, I thought she was excellent. She is funny, and she is natural, and she is as mad as a hatter. She is brilliant, Mel. In fact, you may remember that Mel and Sue did the Generation Game, which was a disaster. That was around Easter last year. Absolute disaster. Now, had they have given it to Mel on her own, I think that might well have worked. But for some reason, some idiot up there in the BBC decided to give it to 2 people. Well, the Generation Game has never had 2 hosts. Why do you give them 2 hosts? Why? It only ever had 1 host. It can't work with 2 hosts. If they had given it to Mel on her own, it probably would have worked. She's got that same demeanour as, that would make it come together, as she did on the Eurovision show. I thought she was excellent. And the Swedish lad as well. Is it Mao? He's very good as well. He's very, very natural on the television. But that was the only good thing about it. So 3 songs. Now, I watched Australia Decides. That was their own mini Eurovision thing where they're choosing their song to go through to the Eurovision. Well, the effort that had gone into that. They had 10 songs on there. Okay? And it was a 2.5 hour show. I joined it quite near the end. And the lady that won had these spike, like some sort of crowny spike things coming out of her head. Will that one win? I'm not. I'll be honest with you, Michael. I'm not over keen on the song that you chose. However, I didn't hear the other song, so I don't know on the other. I joined it right at the end. I'd just come out of Waitrose, funnily enough, doing a little bit of shopping on Saturday night. So I had that on, and thank you very much for sending me that link there. I appreciate that. Will it win? I don't think so, no. It's not too bad. It's certainly a million times. It'd do better than ours. Don't worry about that. Australia, you will wipe the board with the United Kingdom at this year's Eurovision Song Contest. I promise you that. Will it win? You see, I've been wrong about that so many times, but I think I've come away from music almost completely, to be honest, sometimes. I do wonder that, like last year's Eurovision, with that Israeli song, Toy, dreadful. Absolutely ghastly. It wasn't about the song at all. It was about the message. It was an awful song, and yet it won. So I won't be putting any more money on that anymore. Good morning to Maureen, who sends in a text this morning. Morning to you, Maureen. Hope you're well on this Monday morning. All right, darling. So, yes, I thought the Australian programme, Australia Decides, was excellent. Really a lot of effort gone into that. The hosts were okay. The blonde, there was a young blonde lad hosting. He didn't seem to quite know where he was a lot of the time, I must say. But it added to the fun of it. I thought it was excellent. Done so much better than ours. It really was. Katie, I'm watching the beginning of Dynasty. As in Series 1, the new Dynasty, you mean, don't you? Series 1, Episode 1 on Netflix. Katie, all I would say to you, give it about 3 episodes to get in 3 or 4 episodes, and then you'll be hooked, okay? The first one won't do it for you. You'll get to the end of the first one, I don't know if I like this. Please give it 3 or 4. I'm sorry to take 4 hours out of your life, but please give it 3 or 4 goes and see how you get on with that, all right? Morning to Chris Manzar. Morning to Chris. Hello, Chris. Welcome to the show this morning. Everyone's so late today. You really are. Where is everyone been today? So that was the Eurovision in Australia. Now, what have we got asked for you this morning? Was someone in a swimming pool last night with what's that thing with the pipe that comes out? She had this mask on. She weren't young. She was about 50 years old. And she had this mask on with a snorkel. She's going up and down the pool with that on, which I thought was a bit weird. In a public swimming pool? Well, it's not public, it is public, but it's a part of the hotel chain. So, very strange. Snorkel, that's it, a snorkel. Anyone wore a snorkel before? Oh, I can't get on with those. No. When I was in Australia last time? Well, I've been to Australia 5 times. Twice I've been out on the Barrier Reef. Now, if you ever go to Australia, you want to go out on the Barrier Reef from... I think it was from Cairns. Would it be from Cairns? Michael, you'll know that one. Is it in Cairns? Anyway, you get on this boat and go out the Barrier Reef. Oh, it's not like 20 minutes. No, it takes ages for the boat to get out there. Ages. And you get out there and the idea is, you then jump off the boat and you've got the snorkel thing on and you put your hand under the water and you can see all the pretty little coral reef and the little fishes. Well, I couldn't do it. I can't have that thing attached to my face. Oh, no, it does my head in. So in the end, I did get off the boat and I had like a little bit of a swim around, keeping a good eye out for sharks and things like that and jellyfishes. But I couldn't. I just can't wear that snorkel thing. And it pinches your nose together, and it's over your mouth, and there's this pipe coming up. Oh no, dear! And then, what about all those people that have had that on their face before you? You don't know what sort of diseases they've got. Might have gonorrhea in the mouth or something that you pick up. Ghastly, dear. Michael says Kate Miller Headcall won. But you can go back and rewatch it, which I probably will do, actually, Michael. See if any of the other songs were right. I mean, she wasn't bad. I didn't think she was bad. But the song wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. I think I'm just a bit too old school now to be enjoying. I know that music has to move on all the time. You know, when I was 20 years old, I used to hate the stuff my mum listened to, but I like it now. You know, and my dad used to like Mario Lanza. Ever heard of him? I bet you haven't. Mario Lanza has the most fantastic Christmas album out. And Mum liked Vera Lynn, Doris Day. She had a couple of country. I think we had a Glenn Miller album. Who was the country one she had? Glenn Campbell. You know, like a rhinestone cowboy. And all these songs I like now. And I was okay until about 2005, I think. And then I thought, oh, Christ, I don't like this music now. And I kind of fell out of love with music a bit. I do understand, you know, it has to move along. The kids of today won't like ABBA, but they will do in 10 years' time, you know. I'm a big ABBA fan. I like ABBA and all that. I was looking for fish. Yeah, we're looking for fish in that sea. In the Australian and Pacific Ocean, isn't it? Pacific Ocean there that you go on there. It's just beautiful. It really is. Good. Okay, now where were we there? What was I telling you? I was telling you about the snorkel and all that. I forgot where I was there. You kind of get on this boat and you go out into the ocean. And you're on that boat an hour and a half before it stops. And then the idea is you put the snorkel on, you jump off the boat, and you look around at all the little fishes and things. And I couldn't get the snorkel on, so I just swam around a bit. And you can see some fish down there, obviously not as well as the people who have got the snorkels on with the glass bit on their masks and all that. And you get back on the boat and go back again. It's quite a nice day out, actually, the Barrier Reef. Although a lot of that's disappearing due to global warming, isn't it? Unfortunately, I don't suppose it'll be there in 100 years' time for other people to look at. Two of my friends at the moment, Guy and Paul, actually. Guy is the general manager of Central Station. He's a lovely chap. He really is, and he's so easy to work with. As long as you do your job, you know, so easy to work with. And Paul Stone, who's one of the entertainers there, he does drag. Paul Stone, who does Victoria Sponge, that's his drag name, Victoria Sponge. They're both out in India at the moment and having a good time. And they've been there now a week. No bad tummies. Wow. I mean, I don't know anyone that's not been to India, and within a couple of days they've got really bad tummies, you know, as in having to sit on the toilet for hours at a time. I mean, that's not my idea of a holiday. Does that clear up? I mean, is it just your body getting used to different types of water or something? I'm not quite sure how all that works, really. But no bad tummies at all. So good luck to those two. I went to the travel agent on Saturday. I wasn't going to book it, but made a couple of inquiries about Cyprus. And I unfortunately, a little bit more expensive than I thought it was going to be. We're looking at £500 for like a week's holiday in Cyprus, which is quite expensive. I don't know. For some reason, I thought it'd be more like 250 with the flights. Am I just completely losing touch with reality here? Quite possibly, I think. It's coming out about £500 for a week's holiday, and I want to go in March because that's where my niece is at the moment. But yeah. Valentine's Day, that's coming up soon. What is it, 11, 12, 13? Was that Thursday? When is it? Thursday, Valentine's Day? I wouldn't bother if I were you. You know, no one appreciates what you give them. And all that old crap. You know that crap that your mum told you? Yeah, who's on their own? Hands up. All that crap your mum told you, your nan told you, other friends have told you. Oh, don't worry. There's someone for everyone. No, there isn't. No, there absolutely isn't someone for everyone. I do not believe you. And I saw this conversation going on last night with my friend Duke Chris, he's not with us this morning. He works hard, he does. But there isn't someone for everyone. I'm sorry to let you down, but your mum and dad and your nans and your friends have been lying to you all this time. There is not someone for everyone. And you need to get comfortable with being on your own. I was terrible, I was. And it was a couple of years ago I got comfortable to being on my own, and then that's it, fine. That's perfect. I can now sit down, and last night I was sitting down there watching that programme. What's it, that Netflix thing called The Shack? And finding it very difficult to follow, as I told you earlier. And I'm sitting there, and I feel quite comfortable sitting there, just here on my own. There's no one talking to me, no one interrupting. Oh, don't you hate that when you're trying to watch a television programme and someone keeps interrupting all the time, saying, "Oh, did you see that? Oh, what's that? Oh, aren't they good looking? Oh, that. Oh, Christ, shut up and watch the programme." Annoying. Ray Reynolds, did you have shish kebabs? Yes, from the moment we arrived. Shish kebabs. Oh, no, I can't be eating a kebab, Ray. Oh, no, you've got no idea what's on the kebab, have you? Katie's got her hand up. Yes, Katie, what's up, darling? Joanna says, yes, I grew up on Mario Lanza. Loved his voice. Joanna, have you got the Christmas album where he sings Joy to the World? Joy to the world, let earth be something. Da 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 da, bum 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 bum. Oh, we love Mario Lanza. Oh, let me see if I've got some. Joy, shall I risk playing a tiny little bit of Mario Lanza? I have to be very careful playing music because the copyright people. I was playing our music. Oh, is he making money from that? No, I'm not making any money from it. I want to see if I can see if a little bit of Mario Lanza, Joy to the World. That's the one, isn't it? Mario Lanza, Joy to the World. Let's see if it's there. There it is. There it is. There it is. Here we go. Here we go. Have a listen to this.
Joy to the world.
Oh, yeah. Let's go. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. There we are. I don't dare play any more than that because I'll be cut off. Okay? Look it up on YouTube. Fantastic. Mario Lanza, Joy to... My dad used to love that. We had this old red record player sitting in the corner of the living room. And 2 boxes of records. There was the orange box and there was the blue box. And the records in there, and we used to pull those out and play them when Christmas came. And at other times as well. But wonderful, wonderful. Good morning to Adrian Richardson. Good morning, Adrian. All right. Welcome to our little show. Adrian was in the pub the other night, wasn't he? Good. Now, what else have we got here? Told you about Cyprus. Yeah, so Cyprus a little bit more expensive than I thought it would be at 5, 6. Some of them was £700, and I really don't have any interest in going to a 5-star hotel. All I want is a bed, a shower that's safe, and a television where I can receive English programmes, please. I'll struggle if anything comes in Cyprus-ish. Cypriot language? Is it Greek there that they speak? I don't know. Good morning to JP this morning. Joining us rather late as well. Good morning. Ray says, Be My Love was one of his biggest. Mario Lanza. Don't know that one, Ray. That's not a Christmas one. I think my dad had several Mario Lanza albums. Would I be right in saying on one of the albums he had a cowboy hat on, possibly on a horse as well? Do you know that, Ray? The answer to that, Ray? Ray has a knowledge of all music, aren't you, Ray? Absolutely, knowledge of all music is Ray Reynolds there. Right, so that was in Tui, incidentally. I went to inquire about Cyprus. Tui. I hate that name, Tui. Why did they change it from Thompson Holidays to Tui? My niece says, oh, well, that's because you cross the T and dot the I and you've got you in the middle. What? I said to her, what? She said, you cross the T and dot the I with you in the middle. That was like their strapline. Oh, right. Well, it don't mean anything to me. Someone's come up with that. I hate that name, Tui. Why can't they just call it Thompson Holidays and be done with it? Outrageous. Good morning to Kathy Conquest Forsyth Smith. Love your name, Kathy. Good morning to you. Adrian, did you see the flasher in Central Station on Saturday night? How dreadful. Was there a flasher in there? What time was that? I missed that. Flasher. Was it you? Who saw the flasher in Central Station? Not me. I heard an article on the news this morning about that they're now discussing. Here we go. Snowflake news. Snowflake. By the way, there's a phone number there if you want to call in. You can do if you want. Doesn't matter if you don't want to. 02081443477. 02081443477 is the phone number this morning. Okay. Let me just put that there so I can see it. What have I done there? There we are. Calls, contacts. There we are. So if you want to call in, you can do so. Yeah, they're now talking. Apparently a survey has been done. Survey. And they're now talking about possibly not starting secondary school until 10 o'clock in the morning because the teenagers are too tired to learn anything before then. The snowflakes are speaking again, and they're going to give way to them. I bet they do. They're now talking about not starting school until 10 o'clock in the morning because the poor teenagers, they're too tired at that time in the morning. Oh, those poor things. I do feel so sorry. Isn't it pathetic? The world gets... The lunatics absolutely are taking over the asylum. They really... I mean, that is the most pathetic thing I've ever heard in all my life. Starting school an hour earlier because the teenagers find it really difficult to concentrate before... no doubt someone would do a story. Someone would write an algorithm for that one as well, won't they? Dear me. Adrian, if you look in the mirror, you might have saw him flashing twice. I can't remember the guy's name. He was not on fit, but had pineapples with him and Armani trainers on. I didn't see a flasher in there at all on Saturday night, Adrian. I think you are very, very mistaken there. Katie, did you get the photos, Adrian? Oh, yeah, where's the photos, Adrian? Can we post up the photos, please, sir? All right. Now, let's have a look here. What else have we got? Meghan Markle's father. I mean, what a cad that is. Meghan Markle's father. So, in the Sun this morning, Thomas Markle, who I have absolutely no respect for whatsoever. Thomas Markle is prepared to release more from a bombshell letter his daughter Meghan wrote. Is it Megan? Megan wrote, criticising his wayward behaviour. Megan accused him of creating so much pain and exploiting her relationship with Harry in an explosive 5-page note. And they've even printed a little bit of the letter, which starts, Daddy, it is... Do you know, I can't read her writing. Daddy, it is with a hard heart that I write this, not understanding why you have chosen to take the path turning a blind eye to the pain you are causing. Okay? And then the letter goes on. Meghan also begged him to stop lying and let them live our lives in peace. Her comments were laid bare by this sad old bloke who's 74, but he has yet to release them all. His daughter Samantha, she's just as bad. She's at it and all. His daughter Samantha, who's 53, so an old bird, told the Sun it was nasty. Dad is prepared to release more of this letter. And it goes on. You know what? Whatever has gone on between a child and his parent, you wouldn't lay it out in public for everyone to see, would you? A private letter, nice or otherwise, has gone from a daughter to her father, and he's written to the papers and exposed the letter. You got no respect from me, sunshine, whatsoever. I think he is a disgusting, filthy animal. I really do. How can you do that to your child? No matter what has happened. It's a private thing. His daughter has sent him a letter and he's gone to the papers with this letter. Nah. No respect for me at all, I'm afraid. And the papers as well. I mean, I understand the paper side of it. They want to sell copies. That'll probably sell them a few more papers. But no respect for that man whatsoever. Thomas Markle, why don't you just shut your mouth and let your daughter and her new husband get on with their lives? And your other daughter as well. What's her name? Samantha? Samantha? Oh, that is the name of an old witch, isn't it? You remember Samantha? Although she was a nice witch, wasn't she? Da-da, 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 da-da-da-da. Samantha, you know. What's that from? What was that programme? Bewitched. That was a good... What a disgusting piece of work he is. He really is. Juan says, more like the Royals are doing a number on Meghan, I think. Well, what? The letter? No, the letter was sent to her father. And her father has published it. Where have you come from with that then? I don't know. Katie, did you have your pineapple jacket on Saturday night? No, I had it on Friday night. I think that was Katie. I had my pineapple jacket there. Kathy says, well said. I think it's disgusting, Kathy. It doesn't matter what's gone on between a child and their parent. For the child to send them a letter, good or otherwise, and then for the father to send that to the paper. Sad, lonely old man. You are a sad, lonely old man. You really are. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusted with that Thomas Markle bloke. I think we're about done there, are we? Yeah, I think we're about done this morning. All right. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Okay. Right. Let's do today's birthdays. We're going to do today's birthdays and yesterday's birthdays. Thank you, John. Yes, it was indeed Bewitched, that programme. Oh, sorry, I've gone up. Let me go up a little bit. JP says school starts here at 7 o'clock in the morning and finishes at 5 o'clock, and they clean the schools themselves before they start. That's over in the Philippines. Starts at 7 o'clock. We'll have some of that here, please. Get them people learning how to learn. Honestly, 10 o'clock in the morning, never heard anything like it. God's sake. Right, let's go. Where are we? I was going to do birthdays. Right, we'll do yesterday's birthdays and today's. Today's first, Simon Hoadley. Good morning, Simon. A young 49 years old today. Good morning, Simon. Happy birthday to you. Mark Thistlewaite today is 31 years old. Happy birthday, Mark. Ezmee 2. I like that name. Ezmee 2 is 44 years old today. Good morning, Ezmee. Chris Jepson, who takes lots of photographs. Thank you, Chris. Good morning, Chris. Happy birthday, Chrissy, baby. I haven't seen you for some time now. Do pop along to Central Station with your camera at some point, would you? Yesterday's birthdays. Just coming up there, gang. Yesterday's birthdays. Steve Malley. Oh, no, I understood. Maureen told me that your birthday was last Sunday. Maybe I've got that wrong, have I? Sorry, Steve. There I was on Friday night wishing you happy birthday. Did I miss out your birthday? And that's come up as yesterday. Is that right? I don't know. Anyway, happy birthday for yesterday, Steve. It says you were 69 years old yesterday, so happy birthday for yesterday. He comes to the karaoke. He's a nice bloke, Steve. He just sits there quietly, comes up and sings his songs. And he did something that I didn't expect him to do the other night. Now, what was it? The last song that you sung on Friday. And it worked for you. It certainly worked for you. It was a bit dancey. Can't remember what it was now. Good morning, Steve. Matt Cowton. Matt Cowton is a nice young 32 today. Good morning, Matt. Happy birthday for yesterday. Sorry. Brian wins a birthday yesterday. We have Reese Burr, young Reese. Has another year gone by, Reese, since I last wished you happy birthday. Gosh, 25 years old. Good morning, Reese. Happy birthday, sunshine, okay? Miss Hayley Licious, 28 years old yesterday. Simon Miller. Oh, you've reached a big 4-0. Big 4-0. I can't believe it, Simon Miller. All right, DJ extraordinaire. Good morning. Happy birthday to you, Simon. Selalu Dizini is 29 years old yesterday. Leon Corrigan, 36 yesterday. Jack Harris, yesterday. Garri Adebayo Akinlady, a kin lad, maybe, 30 years old yesterday. And Rob Ryman as well was a young 30 years old yesterday. All these people that the birthdays come around after a year and you think, God, has another year passed since we last wished that person happy birthday? But it has. It has. And here comes the song again, sung even better than it was last year. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Ba 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 ba. Alrighty. That's it today, gang. Tonight, it's karaoke at Central Station Bar. Who's in North London? Are you in North London? Well, if so, come along tonight. Karaoke at Central Station Bar in Wharfdale Road, King's Cross, 37 Wharfdale Road, King's Cross. It's an early one tonight. We start at 7:30 and it goes right the way through until 11 o'clock. 7:30 to 11 tonight. Karaoke at Central Station Bar in Wharfdale Road, King's Cross. Thanks for joining me, gang. I'll see you on the next show. You have a lovely Monday. Bye-bye now.